"Sir, we'll be late if we don't move now." The cab driver's voice tried to compete with the roar of rain pounding against the windows, but Liam Daniels barely heard him. His mind was on the black leather briefcase in his lap, the resume inside, and the final interview ahead, the one chance that could change everything for him and his 7-year-old daughter. He'd been chasing stability for years, and today felt like the moment it might finally arrive. Before we move further into this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear. Let's dive in. The cab slowed at a red light, and that's when Liam saw her. A woman in a white dress stood beside a sleek black convertible, her hair plastered to her face from the rain. She was bracing herself against the car, her other hand gripping her leg just below the knee. Even from a distance, he could see the streak of blood running down her shin. She looked around helplessly as people hurried past under umbrellas, not one person stopping. Without thinking, Liam told the driver to pull over. The man protested, reminding him that the interview was across town, but Liam had already shoved some bills into his hand and stepped out into the downpour. Rain soaked through his suit instantly, but he kept moving toward her. He told her she was bleeding, but she replied quickly that it was nothing and she had just tripped. Liam crouched down, setting his briefcase on the wet pavement, and asked if he could take a look. She hesitated but finally nodded. He pulled a folded handkerchief from his pocket and gently pressed it against the gash, shielding it from the rain. She noticed the sharp cut of his suit, the polished shoes now splashed with mud, and asked softly if he had somewhere important to be. He smiled faintly without looking up and said nothing that couldn't wait. The rain came down harder, soaking them both. Liam eased her out of her broken heel and guided her carefully into the passenger seat of her car. She explained that she was from out of town, her phone was dead, and she didn't know anyone nearby. Without hesitation, he offered to drive her to urgent care. By the time they arrived, both were dripping water onto the clinic's tile floor. While she was taken inside for treatment, Liam sat in the waiting area, ignoring the insistent buzzing of his phone. He knew it was the company calling, and he also knew the truth. His interview slot had passed. His chance at that job was gone. When she emerged with a fresh bandage, she looked at him for a long moment and said he had missed something for her, hadn't he? Liam shrugged and told her some things could be rescheduled, but people couldn't. She smiled slightly, but didn't press further. He drove her to a downtown hotel, and as she stepped out, she asked for his name. He told her it was Liam Daniels, and she replied simply with Claire. The next day, Liam was back to his routine, making Emma's breakfast, walking her to school, and sending out more job applications. He told himself the missed interview was just bad luck. That afternoon, an unfamiliar number flashed on his phone. The voice on the other end was clear and confident, introducing herself as Claire and asking him to come to her office the next morning. The following day, Liam found himself standing in the lobby of a towering glass building. A receptionist led him to the top floor, where the doors opened into a sunlit corner office. Claire was there, no rain-soaked dress this time, but a perfectly tailored suit and an unmistakable air of authority. She welcomed him to Hale Industries. Liam blinked and asked if she worked there. Her smile deepened as she told him she ran it and was the CEO. He tried to mask his surprise, but she continued, saying that yesterday she had been stranded in the rain, injured and in a hurry, and dozens of people had walked by. He hadn't. He had sacrificed something important for a stranger, and that told her everything she needed to know about his character. Liam shook his head and said anyone would have done the same. Her eyes locked on his as she said not anyone, and that was why she was offering him something. She slid a folder across the desk. Inside was a job offer, better pay, better position, better future than the one he had been chasing. He stared at it, still processing, and asked why. She replied that she wanted people there who led with humanity, because skills could be taught but integrity could not. For a moment, Liam couldn't speak, then he smiled and said yes. That evening, he picked up Emma from school, the weight of the last 2 days finally lifting. She asked why he was smiling, and he told her they had a lot to celebrate. As they walked home, rain beginning to fall again, Liam realized the truth. Sometimes what feels like a loss is really life pushing you towards something better. The greatest opportunities often come disguised as moments of sacrifice. If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know how you feel in the comments.